Hello guys and welcome to a weekend update. I thought I would just put one out this Saturday as there seems to be some news just being published about various cryptos. So I just thought I would do a wee short one again just to keep you guys updated. So I hope you do like these videos every couple of days. I don't tend to do one every day because sometimes I just don't have time. But if you would like me to do more or talk about a certain one in particular, or if you've got any concerns about something, especially if you're new to the space, just let me know. Send in the comments or send a message on my Twitter at Crypto News Today 2021. I'll certainly get back to you, no problem. And if you would also wouldn't mind subscribing and hitting the like, would also help my channel. So yeah, I do want to be bringing a video every day, but at the moment I just seem to be so busy doing other things, and I do want to keep building up on this channel and on my Twitter. So any support would certainly be appreciated, guys. So I'm just going to do a wee update here, wee bit on TradingView, look at some price action, some news, and that's it, guys. It'll just be a wee quick update today. So let's have a look to see. So we are down a wee bit today, which is a bit disappointing, and I thought as it would be the end of those futures yesterday at 1.9 trillion on the futures ending. I thought that would help push up the price, but obviously not really. There still seems to be a lot of this negative news which we've seen for the last couple of weeks, and obviously as things are quite shaky at the moment, there's less support, there's less confidence in the market overall. But just remember, guys, we're still new here. I know Bitcoin's been about for a wee while now, but look at the gains it's had. You know, when it first came out in 2009, you could buy 4 Bitcoin for a penny. Now, come on, you show me anything at all from 2009 that you could have put your money in that would give you the returns that Bitcoin has done. So yes, it's going down just now, but overall, if you can't stand these dips, then don't get involved in crypto. I get asked this all the time, talking about these, panicking, price going down and all this negative news. Right, okay, there's negative news. Right, what we're going to do? Are we just going to sell everything and just pack our bags and walk away, or are we just going to stay strong and just ignore, especially a lot of these news channels and like CNBC and Bloomberg and a lot of these they love negative news because they're not involved in it. They just don't understand it. It's all about this is the future. This is what's driving it. Look at what Cathie Woods is saying, right? Cathie Woods is a very, very intelligent woman, very good businesswoman, and she knows about disruptive innovation, which crypto is, and she's backed a lot of them in the past. She's quite new into crypto, but in terms of her business mind, she's on the ball, and I would say out of every one of the American entrepreneurs and business owners, I would listen to what she has to say, because I trust her. I think she is. She looks at the deep workings of things rather than just on the surface and think, well, it might work, might not work. She's got a good research team. She looks deep into the inner workings of things. Like when she'd predicted on the 3D printers and the biosciences and all the things about trying to cure disease, and about limbs and reproduction systems, and she if you look into her background, she's a very respected woman, and she's not going to write every time, but she's pretty much the woman that got me into trading on the stock market, because what she was saying months ago was actually then coming true later on. she was predicting things were going to do well, and she said don't listen to all the FUD, all the negative news. She says just get on with it, and if you believe in these things, you know, we'll get there. And this is what she did with them. She believed in Tesla in the early days when they were almost bankrupt and couldn't afford to pay their water rates. She believed in Tesla had a future where other people didn't believe. So don't believe all the news and all the crap that they talk every day on these channels. Just they don't understand. They're not as successful as she is, and I believe what she says, and I'll go by what she says because she's a very respected woman, and I respect what she says. So she's, you know, when I talk about China and all that trying to ban Bitcoin, absolute crap. You know, there's just you can't. How are you going to ban it? You know, you can get a VPN, and just you know, if certain country bans it, just you can get a VPN and you can still trade it. There's always going to be ways around it. So it's not like a bank where you can just close a company, close a bank. This is a blockchain. How are you going to stop a blockchain? This is like stopping the internet. It's just not going to work. Now, I just wanted to show you something, guys. Now, we all know how popular the internet is, and we all know how much day-to-day usage there is and how much everyone relies on the internet. Now, I just want to show you something here. When I'm talking about the negative news and people saying Bitcoin's not going to work and it's a lot of rubbish and we knew it was just a passing fad, right? Now, you see this every day, you hear it on the news, that people that don't understand it, and this is what they say. I just want to show you this. And when I tell you about don't listen to what they say, what they write in the news and the newspapers and what they say, these news reporters, I'm just going to show you this clip. This was in a newspaper only 21 years ago, right? Have a look at this, right? Internet may be just a passing fad as millions give up on it. This pretty much sums up what I'm trying to say here. When a lot of the negative news comes out with Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other good projects, this is what I'm talking about. People writing this nonsense, right? Now look how popular and how much everybody needs internet. And this was only written in 2000, 21 years ago, right? Not 100 years ago, not 500 years ago. This was 21 years ago, right? And this is what they're writing. What an absolute lot of nonsense. This was written by somebody that clearly didn't have a vision, didn't have a clue, and they're just making up any old nonsense to sell newspapers and to sell news. So do not trust a word that you see from this nonsense, right? This is just a lot of crap. So when they're writing stuff about the exact same right now, about Bitcoin, Ethereum, this is what happens. People give up on it, don't believe it, and this is what you hear. What an absolute lot of nonsense. And this reflects on the price. And people still trust what they read on these newspapers. So who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe somebody like this who's got a track record of doing very well? She's a billionaire, she's very successful, she's got a team of researchers, and then she's saying, you know, can't ban it, Bitcoin's the future, crypto's the way we're going to go? Or do you believe people that write this nonsense? So just want to have a wee think about that, guys. Just a wee thought on where you think Bitcoin's going to be when people are writing nonsense like these articles and people give up. You're just going to lose out. It's basically as simple as that. I don't believe a word of this, so it's up to you. Just take it away and have a wee think about that, guys. If you're in it for the long haul, or if you believe the FUD in the news. So so they were talking about this with the companies putting after Tesla had put some of their balance sheet from, or should I say Elon Musk putting some of his Tesla balance sheet into Bitcoin because of MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy, he was basically advising these big company directors and owners to put in some of the balance sheet into Bitcoin because this was the future and it was going to do well through time, which it will. Yes, I've absolutely no doubt it will do well through time. But what they're talking about now is because of the dips and the volatility, which everyone knows it's always been volatile. In fact, it was even more volatile years ago when it first came out than it is now. We were seeing 80% corrections all the time back then. And everybody had doubts then, and then all of a sudden it would go a few months of it would go up, and everybody said, "Oh, Bitcoin's great, let's invest, everything's amazing." And then we'll get dumping again, we've got volatility, and everybody's scared, and they're pulling out again, and it just continues. So you're either in it because you believe in it, and you're in it because you see the long-term vision of it, or you're in it for a quick buck and then you're trying to get out of it. It's total, if that's what you want to do, then more fool you. That's the risk. If you want to take that risk, then take that risk. But I see it as being the future and a long-term goal. Yes, I'm putting money in, and I'm moving money about certain coins because I think maybe some are doing well better than others. If they're releasing new projects or working with other projects, then yes, I move some about, but I always keep the money in crypto. I always keep it in the space. And yes, we've seen massive dumps recently with people selling off, where this was 2.5 trillion and now it's 1.5 trillion, so that's a trillion back out. But that money's back out and doing what? Probably sitting in Tether, ready for buying opportunities. I would imagine that's what's happening. So what they're saying now is they're saying that that they're talking about putting into Tether. So what they're saying is, right, they're fed up about the volatility, and they've been advised by probably their accountants that stable coin is basically a less risky way of doing it. So that's you kind of dipping your toes into the crypto, but not really buying into any project. So the US Tether or USDT is pegged against the dollar, but it's not going to drop like the other cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is basically what they're saying here. They're talking about holding it in Tether because it's less risky, and you're going to get ultimately better returns than you will in a bank. And now, when you're talking about a few percent per year in interest, that's not really much for you or I. But you imagine companies get 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. A few percent per year in interest is a massive deal. So this is what they're looking at. They're looking at, so MicroStrategy, Tesla, Square, and all these big massive companies with lots of money in their balance sheet. So yeah, they're basically talking about diversifying their money, their balance sheet, into the safest asset that they can, but probably ultimately the least risk. So yes, they probably see Bitcoin as too much of a risk at the moment, but I think, and they're probably thinking, putting into a bank is also risky because of inflation. So through time, that money's got less spending power, less buying power. So if you hold it into, say for instance, right, you put it into, and I keep talking about this. Say you put it into Nexo for interest, for it. Let's just say for talking sake, right? So you put money into here. So you've got to look at, right, the interest rates versus, so risk versus reward. So the interest rates versus potential for the price to go down. So you put it in, say, Bitcoin, right, and you're getting 8% return, which is really good considering the traditional bank's giving you probably about 0.1. So you put that into Bitcoin and you're getting 8%, but if that dips, then you've got maybe a long bit of time before that price comes back up, before you're kind of ahead again compared to putting in a normal bank. So that is too risky for some investors. You've got Binance, you've got Litecoin, you've got Tron, you've got Ethereum, you've got all these coins, Link, XRP. Now, most of these companies of that scale won't put them into Bitcoin, Ethereum now, Link, whatever, because they're too risky, because they've got the potential to go down, which we always knew anyway. You know, it's not a surprise. But again, look at the overall trend from the beginning of Bitcoin. It's insane to look at the thousands and thousands of percent it's went in. You imagine that these companies then put their balance sheet in then 2009. You imagine you put $1 billion into Bitcoin in 2009. How much it'd be worth now? Trillions it would be worth. Absolute trillions. So, but they're seeing it as being too risky, not doing it. Right, cool. So what do we do here? We're talking about putting it into USDT, into Tether, right? So look at Nexo. You put say $1 billion, right? Put $1 billion into USDT, which is safe, right? Might not be insured to the full amount, because, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure Nexo's insurance is about 350 million, I think, right? But most of these exchanges are offering this or similar. So say you even put it over a few exchanges like BlockFi, Binance, Nexo, and so on and so forth. Then you're going to be able to spread your money. Now, I'm talking about people that's got serious money. For you or I, we're fine, we're insured, everything's cool. But and I'm also talking about us doing this as well, guys. I do this. I take my money out of my bank and put it into Nexo. I use Nexo because I think they're good exchange, simple to use, good rates. They're talking about adding more coins, so I think this is perfect for me personally. Not financial advice, but Nexo is the one of my choice for me and suits me fine. Now, so I hold some money in USDT, and you can also be paid the interest not only in your fiat currency like pounds, euros, dollars, but you can also get the interest paid in Nexo coins. Now Nexo coins were up about $4 just before that dip there. It was down about 2.5. So yes, it's came down, so more of a risk, but if it goes up, more potential for profit. So, but if you want to be the least risk averse, then put it into just USDT or your normal fiat currency, pounds, euros, dollars, whatever your fiat currency is, and you're getting 12% interest, and you're getting paid this interest daily. Now you can lock it up for a certain period, like a month or 3 months, where you're getting a better rate. And in fact, I think the 12% is the best rate, so maybe 10%, I think, something like that. If you it's like a rolling interest, like a variable where it's not a locked up period and you can take it out any time. But it's certainly one of the best ways to do it, and this is what they're talking about here with them with their balance sheet. They're talking about putting it into USDT. So you imagine, right? So Nexo, for talking sake, like having a Nexo coin is just like having shares in a company. So having like the Binance coin in Binance, or having Nexo coin in Nexo, or having Tesla shares in Tesla. So having the coin for that exchange is like holding shares in the company. So depends on how well the company's doing. It depends on how the price is ultimately, right? So you imagine that you bought 100 Nexo coins, right? And it's pegged against the performance of the exchange. So let's talk, for instance, Nexo. So you buy, for example, 100 Nexo coins, and depending on how well the exchange is doing, the price will go up or down. Now, so if these companies, these are big American companies with billions of dollars, are considering holding their balance sheet or percentage of their balance sheet in USDC or USDT, then these exchanges are going to be doing better. So you buy that $100 worth of Nexo, and these big institutions are no longer going to put their balance sheet into Bitcoin, but they're putting it into Nexo or BlockFi or Binance or whatever, and holding it on their staking rewards. Then that means Nexo, for talking sake, is going to be worth more, because there's going to be more money in it. There's going to be more money flowing through it and exchanging between it. So You hold $100 worth of Nexo, and that's then going to go up in value, because I think this is what's going to happen soon. I think these companies are going to be doing this, and Nexo being one of the biggest, most respected exchanges, they're going to be firing their money into this. I've got absolutely no doubt that this is what's going to happen. So again, not financial advice, but I'm certainly be looking to load up some more on Nexo and in USDT. So that is what I would say as being, or what I'm going to be doing more, because of the volatility as well. Now, yes, I do have a lot of crypto, various coins. I've got about 22 different coins, and I'm probably not going to be buying much just now unless I kind of see more of a bottoming out of the price. But this is certainly a good thing if you hold money in these exchanges, or if you hold a certain coin like your Nexo or Crypto.com or any number of these exchanges where it's pegged against the price of the value of the company or value of the exchange, then it's going to go up. So it means that there's going to be still money in the space, but it's not going to be in, say, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, but it is still going to be there on exchanges, which is what you want. Plus, if it's sitting on exchanges, then these companies are still involved in crypto, although they don't really have crypto, they're still involved in crypto. And if these prices start going up again, their money's already sitting there, and it's a lot easier for them to transfer onto, say, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I do think it's definitely worth considering going forward. I'm not saying, don't be taking your money out of crypto. I certainly haven't done. I've not sold anything. So yeah, I think it's still a good way to gather some passive income. Another thing I was going to mention is with Nexo. When you buy Nexo coins, you were getting a yearly dividend, which wasn't great. I mean, it was all right, but again, based on the company's performance, the exchange's performance, it would be divvied up between all the Nexo coin holders. So this here at the top, when this vote for the very first governance proposal on daily interest. So basically, what they're talking about is so where you get like your 12% on fiat currency, you're not getting that just now on the actual coin, on the Nexo coin. So if this is passed and it's a majority vote, then you'll be getting daily interest on your Nexo coins, and not only that, and it's compound interest as well. So it's going to keep, as you're getting these free coins and your portfolio is increasing, you're getting the interest on the overall amount. So it's compound interest. So I'm definitely all for this. I'll be definitely voting for it, and this is going to be a very good thing for, I think, the exchange and crypto overall, and also the borrowing on Nexo as well. So you can actually hold your Nexo. You'll be able to hold your Nexo as collateral and be able to take out a loan, and it's not a standard loan like a bank where you've got to do credit checks and all that. This is just basically, so say you've got $10,000 worth of Nexo or whatever on the exchange, anything, could be Nexo coins, Bitcoin, anything. You can actually get a loan for 50% of that. So you're holding that as they're holding that as collateral. So you don't actually get exchange. You'll not get interest on it when it's being held as collateral, but you don't lose it either. You still own that crypto, and you're getting a loan. So you could potentially buy. So say you had $10,000. They'll give you $5,000. Now you can take that out and just spend it as normal, or you could use that $5,000 to buy maybe more Nexo coins or more Bitcoin or any crypto, and therefore that's a way of increasing your portfolio, and you only pay a certain percentage in daily interest. Now if you're a platinum holder, you're only paying like 5.9% interest. I think it's maybe going up this month to 6.9%, but still, in terms of rates, that's pretty good. And remember, if you're only paying 5.9% interest, but you're receiving 12% interest in your total portfolio, you're always ahead. You're always ahead of the game there, and that's just another way to increase. So I'm only trying to think here that how can we best utilize our crypto money or even fiat money in these kind of unstable weeks and days that we see just now. So I just think that although yes, the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and all of them ultimately is very volatile just now, there's still ways that we can make money here. So you don't want to sell when it's down, especially when it's down, because that's you selling at a loss potentially, and it's only a loss if you sell it. If you're holding it, it's fine, especially if you've got the long-term vision like myself. So just to summarise here, rather than sell, unless you absolutely need to sell, hold it in these exchanges, right? And you get some interest. You're getting interest in either in dollars or in the coin that you're holding it in. So therefore, when the prices go back up, and they will, you're going to have bigger portfolio because you're going to have more of the actual, coin. You're going to have more Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Cardano, or any one of these. So holding it in Nexo or even Binance, for instance, look at the interest rates you're getting in Binance. Do you know any bank that would offer you those sort of returns, those sort of rates? And look what you're having to lock it up as a minimum, right? 1 Matic coin, or 0.1 inch, or 0.1 Algorand. These are very, very small amounts. Very small amounts. So they're not even asking you, like, for instance, Swissborg, to get the top rate of interest in that, like 34%, you have to hold $50,000 worth for a year before you're a platinum account holder, which I just think is taking away the average Joe from it, the whole idea of that. How many people can afford to hold $50,000 in an exchange and not touch it for a full year just to get that? It's absolutely ludicrous, and I don't think that that's the right way to do it, but that's what they want to do, so that's what they'll do. But I think, like with the Binance and the Nexo and the BlockFi, you're holding minimum amounts. Minimum. There's no maximum amount, but minimum amount is very low, and most people can afford to risk, that. You're talking a couple of dollars, not even sometimes, and you're getting pretty good rates. So, but yeah, that's my recommendation. I think either put it into Binance and you're getting these returns, but obviously you've got a bit of a risk there because these prices could go down, or you hold it in Nexo and you're getting the 12% or the 8% in crypto, and you're getting paid out daily. So I think that's the best moving forward at the moment based on the current volatility. So I think that is the best way in my mind to look at it. If you're wanting to keep into crypto, keep it there and gather some interest. So another wee bit of news is here, they're talking about this Uniswap v3. Now obviously the price is still down because we're overall down anyway. Let's have a wee look at Uniswap. So yeah, we're up to 12% in the week, down 15% on the day. But again, just don't really pay too much attention about the 24-hour dips here, because it's just, again, FUD and nonsense, usually to do with Bitcoin, and everything usually moves in the same way as Bitcoin, so it's not necessarily something that's went wrong in here. It's just probably Bitcoin and they all follow suit. But so let's go back to that. So talking about here, Uniswap leads the way. Now Uniswap, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, was the first DEX, decentralized exchange, and this is on Ethereum, where like PancakeSwap's and Binance, and the new one that's coming out, SundaeSwap, is going to be the first one on Cardano, which I absolutely can't wait for. I think this is going to be fantastic, and in my mind, and in the way I'm looking at it is, and the way I've read about it, I think SundaeSwap could overtake Uniswap at some point. Now obviously it's not out yet, and there's a long way to go, and Cardano being Cardano, it just takes forever to implement things and get things rolling. It's just like, just imagine it as being this big boulder rolling along, gathering steam, gathering momentum. It's just taken a long time to go and build up that momentum, but I think ultimately this is going to win the race. Uniswap on Cardano is just think about, look into it, and see if you don't agree, let me know, guys, in the comments. Just if you think that Uniswap or ShishiSwap or whatever is better, then just let me know. I mean, if it's not an argument or anything, it's not like one's better than the other or one's going to win the argument here. It's just my personal opinion is that SundaeSwap's going to be better eventually than Uniswap. So anyway, this V3 is basically sorting out the gas fees and the congestion, and because Ethereum was never really built to run the way it is with the amount of volume that's on the blockchain. It was never really set up to take that volume. So but Cardano is. So Cardano will be faster, quicker, cheaper, and overall better in my opinion. So but they're talking about this here being like leading the charge, leading the way here, right? Okay, because it was the first, it's got on Ethereum, it's got more projects on it. So I would have been surprised had it not been the best or the leader anyway. But like I say, with this SundaeSwap coming out, I think that's going to do better. I also hold a lot of Cathie as well, the pancake swap. I truly believe in that with on the Binance. I think that's really, really good. You're getting good in the pools, you're getting good rates there, or farming, and I could do another video on that if you want to know more about that. But I'm doing another wee brief one. When I say another wee brief one, we're all at 31 minutes here. I don't like running the videos as long as this, but I just thought I would cover as much as I can. I do kind of get carried away with certain things. So last bit of news here. First Bitcoin sponsored racing car to debut at Indy 500. Now, we're seeing more of this because Crypto.com is sponsored on the Formula 1. I think it was the Aston Martin team. You can have a look at the new Formula 1 cars. You'll see Crypto.com written on them. And also now we're talking about this because this is a way to get more people, not necessarily investors or retail investors or institutional investors. It's just everyday people that like sport. They're going to see these signs. They're going to see Bitcoin. They're going to see Crypto.com. They're going to see all these things, and it's going to just help overall. It's going to help. It's going to bring confidence, hopefully, in the crypto space, and that's what we want. We want to get confidence back. We want to get money into it, and it's going to help. It's going to help everything. If this is what we're going to get, it's going to drive up the price of it all, and this is why I keep doing these videos, because I want to get this out to as many people as I can. This is why I'm saying share my videos, retweet my tweets on Twitter. I just want to get the word out. I'm always positive about it. Even though we've got these dips, I'm still positive. I'm still bullish on crypto. I think it's amazing. It's got a long way to go. I just think it's this is my drive. I love it. So I just wish more people were like my mindset here. I've been in it for 5 years, and I've had no doubt about it. I'm still bullish on crypto. So it's just getting that word out, just getting it to more people, and then hopefully we'll get there. So Bitcoin will make its planned debut at America's most famous race. So this is tomorrow. This Indianapolis 500, which hopefully be amazing, and will just bring basically hopefully more limelight to Bitcoin. And if it puts it in the limelight, then it puts crypto overall in the limelight. So this is why now we're talking about this here. The unique sponsor is among the latest examples of cryptocurrency in professional sports. Now that's what I'm saying about the Crypto.com also in Formula 1. But if you've also heard of Chiliz, now this is one that I'm bullish on. I bought this a while ago, and I think this is going to do well. Also, they've got all the football teams, big European teams. They're trying to get into the NBA and the NFL, and they're going out after these big sports events, teams, everything. They're going after it. This has got a long way to go. It's an amazing platform. Just have a wee look at this website at your own leisure, guys. It's I just think that this is, you know, going to do really well. It's got a lot of big players, a lot of big teams behind it, and this is going to be the future. I don't think there's anything else competing with this at the moment as far as I know, but because they've got all these teams, it'd be very hard now for somebody new in the space to come in and be a competitor. Because, you know, like I say, if they get the NFL and the NBA and they've all got these European teams, Barcelona and Ajax and all this, it's be very hard to compete with this. But this is what they're saying here, you know, talking about this is what we need. We need more sponsorships. We need crypto to be in everyone's faces all the time. You know, bullish, get it out there. This is the future. You know, let's get it out there. I want to see crypto in every billboard, like we see McDonald's and all these, Coca-Cola. I want to see crypto splattered over all these things, just like we see these big companies. So, but hopefully we'll get there. But just remember. So just to basically summarise, right, don't worry about these local dips and all this FUD. Just remember, this is the crap that articles are writing and they absolutely don't have a clue. You listen to people like ARK Invest, Cathie Woods, and, you know, look, just watch her on YouTube and Twitter. Cathie Woods, MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, who owns MicroStrategy. These are billionaire, American billionaire business people. Very respectable, and they know their stuff. So just think about what they're saying more than all the crap, all the FUD people that's writing this nonsense. And if you don't want to be trading or buying more crypto, hold what you've got in exchanges like Binance. Just lock it up, even for 60 days, 90 days. What's that? Nothing. It's not long at all. You just get free crypto for doing nothing. Or hold it in Nexo and get up to 12% on your stable coins. So, but that's it, guys. So if you like these updates, then please let me know and support the channel, which would be appreciated. So thanks, guys. Bye now.